Shalom Aleichem. So it's Erev Purim here in Yerushalayim, and the holy day of Purim is just about to descend upon us while the rest of the world is celebrating. And so I wanted to take this special time to just remind myself, to remind anyone out there of some of the basic halachas, and of course some of the, hashkafas, some of the inspirational ideas that can guide us as we go through this holy Purim day. So let's start with the night of Purim. The night of Purim starts with Mariv, and the tefillos of Purim are very special, and we need to take advantage of them. The famous Hasidic idea that in the same way that kol apoischin yad, anybody who asks, we have to give them on Purim, so too in the heavens, in that merit, whatever we ask for, so to speak, we are given. What exactly that means, I'm not sure, but it means the gates of the heavens are open a little bit wider, and we know Purim is like Yom Kippurim. It's mamash, a very special holy day, so make sure you have a good long Shemona Esrei, thank Hashem, and ask Hashem for everything you can in your Mariv. Now, how do you dress going into Mariv? The Rama says you should dress in Shabbos clothing, treat it like a holy day. And at the same time, there's a minhag to wear a costume. Okay? So if you want, what I do often is I wear Shabbos clothing, and then after the Shemona Esrei, I put on my costume. Whatever you do is good. You don't have to wear a costume, but that's the minhag. What's the meaning behind this minhag? Oh, there's so many different explanations. One of the explanations, which I really like, is that we are emulating our grandfather Yaakov Avinu, who dressed up in a costume on that special night of Pesach when he took the bracha from Esav. So we're retaking the bracha from the descendants of Esav, from Haman, and dressing up. It's one of the beautiful explanations. Whatever it is, okay, so we're dressed up. And then we have the Megillah reading. Now, the most important halacha of Megillah reading is that you have to hear every single word of the Megillah. You are not yotzeh, so make sure you go to a place where you can hear every word. And if you miss a word, so you can fix it by simply reading the word you missed and then catching up to the Bal Korah. So make sure you have a chumash or something that you can follow along with the reader. There's a minhag in Am Yisrael, the Ramah brings down, to bang at Haman, and I just sent a shir about the deeper meaning behind this, but indeed, the Magen Avram, this is the minhag of the Jewish people, and we may be banging all those Hamans out there in Gehenim with this, and we're wiping away Amalek, and we're fulfilling the minhag of Am Yisrael, and we're keeping the children up also, so they'll be excited. Some have the minhag only to bang on some of the Hamans. Whatever your community does is great. Here in Eretz Yisrael and Yerushalayim this year, it's unique. I'll be reading in a miklat. That way we will avoid issues of having to run into a miklat. If you're outside of miklat and then there's a siren, so don't talk because you want to avoid a hefsek, and they'll continue the reading, I hope, in a miklat, in a bomb shelter, so we can wipe away those Amalekites without speaking, and there won't be a hefsek long enough to read the whole Megillah, so you're fine, and the Megillah will continue from there. Now, Rav Shlomo says that every word of the Megillah gives you amazing super strength, super holy strength to keep you a holy, strong Jew the whole year. So receive every word of the Megillah, listen actively. It's a beautiful, beautiful love letter from Hashem, meaning Gerrit means a letter. So Shlomo would explain that it's a personal love letter from Hashem to every individual Jew. That's what Megillah Esther is. So we hear the Megillah, every word. Afterward, there's a custom to sing Asher Heni and Shoshanat Yaakov. Beautiful piyut. If you want to learn more about that, I also just sent a shir up all about that. And then the night's over. So what do? So there's no mitzvah to get drunk, anything like that. But there is a big inyan to learn Torah at night. Okay? I'm talking about the night of Purim. So the Chasam Sofer says he has a tradition that anybody learns Torah from Megillah to Megillah, meaning from the night Megillah reading to the day Megillah reading, he will be guaranteed muftach shu ben olam haba. He'll be one who deserves the next world, whatever that means. We will go to the next world. Anyway, it's a great thing. That's a tradition. And the Chidah writes he's sure that it's on this special day, if you learn Torah, you're bringing the Geula much closer and wiping away our inner Amalek. So make sure you learn Torah after the Megillah reading. And it's a very special, sweet night of Torah learning. Wake up early in the morning, ideal. Many have a custom to wake up at nates to take advantage of the special night. And once again, put your heart into davening with all your heart. And there will probably be a lot of beggars, a lot of holy people asking for tzedakah. We have that halacha, kol poischin yad, which means on this day we don't ask too many questions. We just give everybody. Now, it doesn't mean you have to give everyone $10, but you can give everyone a half shekel. Give everyone something, and most importantly, give them a smile, give them a hug, say, I'm so happy to give. In the schos of us giving with happiness, hopefully Hashem will give us with happiness everything we're davening for, and thanking Him for, and davening for our friends for. Look around shul, daven for them. Okay, we finished the Megillah, usually a little bit faster this time. And then we have the mitzvahs hayom of mishloach manos and matanot lehevyonim. Matanot lehevyonim, make sure you find a gabbai or a rabbi who will give money to a real poor person on that day. I'm going to be giving money on that day to poor people. You need to give 2 gifts to 2 poor people, which means it could be 1 gift per person. How much they have to give? Mishnah Berurah says minimally 2 prutot. But ideally, you should give them enough for a suda. How much is a suda? They take up Riel says about $20 like a poor person. So $40. Others say Pnimi Halacha is a little bit more lenient than that. Maybe enough for 2 falafels, 20 shekel. Depends where you're 20 shekel, a poor person. With that said, the Rambam says it's a great mitzvah. The real simcha comes from giving to poor people. You should spend more on matanot le'avyonim than mishloach manot. And part of mishloach manot is a suda. So if you're making a suda and mishloach manot, you should try to give the same amount to matanot le'avyonim. It's not an obligation, but that's the more you give, the more simcha you will feel. So that's matanot le'avyonim on the day of Purim. By the way, if you still haven't given machzit shekel, you could still give today, if you haven't before Purim, and 3 half shekel coins here in Israel, minimally, and then mishloach manos ish l're'eu, so 2 gifts to 1 person. There is a minhag brought down in the Mishnah Berurah, quoted by the Binyan Tzion, to give it through a shliach, through a messenger. And even though this is just a chumrah, it's a nice chumrah, and it's a good shtick, so you give your friend through a messenger. It's nice. It gets the messenger involved in the love circle. If you want a deeper understanding of why we do this and what's Mishloach Manos all about, I have another shir on that we put out on YU Torah, on YouTube, etc., about the original first Mishloach Manos, the secret first Mishloach Manos for Mordechai to Esther. Okay, Ayin Sham if you want more about this. Anyways, Rav Shlomo says that the reason you send it through a shliach is to say, even when I don't see you, I'm so connected to you. I love you so much. And you give the Mishloach Manos as many as you can. And we want to bring Achdus, Lech Noset Kol Yudim. Haman said, we're not united. We beat the Amalekite enemies through Achdus. So you give everyone you can see Mishloach Manos. Don't forget, says Rav Shlomo, to give your wife and kids, not halachically, but don't forget those who are close to, and express your love to everyone. So that's the mitzvah of Mishloach Manos. By the way, you should say Shachianu at night and in the day. According to Ashkenazim, during the day, you should have in mind the mitzvahs of the day. And that's Mishloach Manos. You should try to give chashava things that people could eat in the meal if possible, not just candy and junk. And moving on, ideally, you should probably daven mincha by mincha gedoyla on Purim, because you want to drink while you're still sober. You're not supposed to daven. You don't want to daven when you're sober. Ideally, you don't daven when we're drunk. If you somehow missed it, you probably can daven mincha if you're a little tipsy, but not if you're drunk. According to Rav Kook, And what am I forgetting? Lahilumaita oira. Oira is Torah. So the Ramah says you have to make sure you learn Torah. There's no simcha without Torah on Purim. So make sure to find time to learn Torah. And there's a Suda, mitzvah of Suda. And the mitzvah of the Suda is really the climax of the day. Chayiv inish levesume. By having a meal where on the one hand we have some wine, but on the other hand we only speak Torah, positivity, love, and mitzvahs. We fix the meal of Achashverosh where there was drinking, but it was for a sin. So that one of the most terrible sins of mankind. But the Ben Ish Chai says at least it was Shabbos one of those days and they were singing Shabbos miros. So the Suda has to be full of Torah, of tefillah, of connection, of you can learn. It's 30 days before Pesach. You start learning Hilchos Pesach if you want. And Chayiv Inish Levusume Adlo Yoda Ben Baruch Mordechai Ar Haman, which means according to the Mishnah Berurah, even the hard things in life, the Hamans, you realize is really a gift from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So you thank Hashem for the hard things, you thank Hashem for the good things, you thank Hashem for everything. Bezrat Hashem, it should be so sweet. You should sing, you should dance, you should connect to everyone. You should drink. Don't drink too much that you won't remember and do silly things. You should make sure you bench. The benching is such a special benching. Make sure you do Netilas Yadayim Hamoitzi, have yummy food. In your benching, ask special bakashas of Hashem. Sober up a little bit, daven Mariv, and don't say Havdalah because we draw the kedusha of Purim into our whole year. If you are around, you're invited here to 12 Sadia Gaon, the Simcha Center headquarters. We're in the Gan, the Chatzar of the Melech, Kadosh Baruch Hu. We're going to have a big party, starting with the Siyam on Megillah at 2:15. And all are welcome. We're having a Megillah reading in the Miklat of Rosh Banayin. And everyone should have a Freilich in Purim. Likely I'm going up to the army for a little bit on Thursday. And we'll be broadcasting Torah and mitzvahs from where I'm stationed. And everyone should have the holiest, happiest, sweetest Purim. Would love if anyone wants to reach out, say hi, say Purim Sameach, sending you all love. And good Purim! I highly recommend this Sefer, Good Purim, V'nafochu, if you have a chance over Purim. Good Purim.